Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal and this is Books Forever After, where I sit on my floor and we talk about everything and all things books. Alright, so today, you can tell by the title of this video, we are doing a book haul. Specifically all the books I got in the month of December for Christmas, recognition points from work, and just some goodies here. So, alright, let's get started. So let me see, how many do I have? That's a problem. 17? Is that bad? 17? Okay. Alright, well, the first four here, actually the first three here. First three here is my Christmas presents that I bought myself, kind of, from my husband though. Kind of a thing. So we kind of just give each other like a little bit of a budget, and we like these, you know, so these ones, like, it was like $50 budget for books this time for December, for Christmas. And so yeah, so this first one is the Gentle Rogue from Johanna Lindsey. This is the third one in the Mallory Anderson series. I will actually be doing a read-along, and I will post that down in the description box. I will be co-hosting with Happily Ever April, and we will be doing the Mallory Anderson series. We'll be doing, there's 12 books, so they'll be doing one book a month, and then following with a live show with that month. So if you're interested, please join. We'd love to have you. Whether you read all of them or one of the books, it doesn't matter. So it'd be really fun to have you join. But yeah, that'd be really fun and exciting. So yeah, that'll be here on YouTube, and then we'll probably do announcements and things like that. So I'll post my Instagram down below if you want to follow along there to get those notifications as well. So we have that. This is, as you can tell, Pirate Romance. Love this one. This edition, they just, I think they just republished it a couple years ago. So yeah. And then Forget Me Not by QB Tyler. This is my, I want to say, probably my favorite book of 2022. So it's definitely, I wanted a physical copy. I read this on Kindle Unlimited, and I think it's still on there as well. I think all of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, but she is the Taboo and Forbidden Queen, and I just love this author so much. I think I read all of her books, and I think I posted, yeah, I talked about favorite new authors of 2022, my favorite authors this year, kind of video. I'll post that down below if I can recall and remember to put it in the description box. But this is my favorite by her. I want to say Unconditional is my second favorite by her, but and most recently she just released back in November What Was Meant to Be, which is like a second chance romance as well. So this is the second chance romance, amnesia romance. There's some cheating on here. He cheats on her, and he forgets the past 2 years, kind of a thing. And so there's a lot of groveling here, and just the angst, and it's just awesome. I just love this book and love her writing in this as well. What Was Meant to Be is just a recently one as well. That one, that wasn't as my fave. I think I rated that one a 4 stars, only because I felt like they got together too quickly. So, but yeah, so definitely think that QB Tyler is probably is an author you should check out. So, love her. And then next I have Anastasia by Sophie Lark. This is such a chunker. Oops. Just knocked myself out with it. With my the tea is a chunker and it knocked me out. Alright, so it's a weapon. So I've only read The Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, so that's their mafia romance, and she's an independent author as well. I think she mainly does, like, I think she does an MC or mafia romance series, or like a serial killer series or something like that, so mainly dark romance. I've only read Brutal Prince by her, and that one for me was like a 3 star, so but I'm really interested in reading her next series of the Brutal Birthright series. So that's on my TBR. I think it's on my Kindle Limited right now of my downloads, so it'll get there. This one is her first breakout into fantasy. And this is basically, as you can tell, an Anastasia retelling. From what I've heard, it's really more focusing on like a historical fantasy romance, and it's light on the romance side because it does follow Anastasia, and I think majority of the book is mainly when she's like younger and like up to 16. So there is romance in here. What I like about this is that she does, of what I've heard, is that this is more following the historical accuracies as well as giving nods to the animated film that was done, I think, by Fox years ago. So it wasn't Disney. Seems like it's a Disney movie, but it actually was, I think, Fox or something like that. So yeah, this is definitely a priority read for January. So like a little sneak peek for there. So yeah, this is definitely a priority read for January. I was hoping to get it read for December, but it's probably gonna take me at least a week to read this one. So I'm really looking forward to that. What's my favorite thing about this one is that there's a lot of cool like illustrations and such, and I don't know, she actually put illustrations in there, which is great. And I definitely think, depending if I love this book, I'm hoping I love this book, I definitely want to, whenever she releases a hardcover, she's going to release it sometime next year, hopefully soon. She's going to release these images in color as well. This first time, I think it's just really expensive to print color, so definitely. This is like a 500-page book, so definitely. I mean, most of these are all illustrations too, she said, so. It's 600, 700-page book, but like 100 pages. There's like 100 illustrations, so it's just gorgeous. Alright, so this next one is, I was doing book of the month for like a year, this past year, and I thought I canceled it, apparently didn't, so I have to, it's canceled now. I guess I had it on a delay. Well, I'm like, well, fine, alright, well, before I lose that credit, and because I canceled it, I'm like, I don't want to be out $17. So I picked up a book or option, I think, for December. I think it was an option for December. So this is The Circus Train. I think this is a historical fiction with maybe magical realism and a little bit of romance. I'm not exactly sure. This follows a character. Never heard of this author as well. But this follows through the World War II. And it follows... I think this main character is actually in a wheelchair as well, so there's some representation there. And I believe she falls in love with her father's apprentice, and I think he's like the main, like a circuit, I forget what he is. What's it called? He is the, why can't I think of what they're called? The illusionist. So he's the headlining illusionist. So she falls in love with her father's apprentice. As you can tell, and then they have to go to a camp, and as you can tell, so I feel like this is probably going to be very deep and very, obviously the Holocaust is not exactly a fun subject, especially a not so fun topic in our history, but we need to learn about it, but it's just a really, I think, interesting take on it. So I don't usually typically read historical fiction, but I am interested in reading this and seeing what it's about. So yeah, I'll definitely, hopefully look forward to reading this one for this coming year. Next, these two books, when I went to Christmas shopping, I found these at Dollar General. And I actually heard this from Albie Reading Romance. I'll post her channel down below. But she mentioned that she found out from somebody else, but that Dollar General usually has like a small little stack of books. They're only $3 each. So I picked up Loretta Chase. The one I was looking to, there has some Joanna Schubert, and the one that I have near me didn't have it. But this one is Loretta Chase, 10 Things I Hate About the Duke. Yeah, no stuff back there. So I'm going to read that one. And then this one is Tall, Duke, and Dangerous by Megan Frampton. Never read anything about this author and know nothing about the premise, but definitely caught my eye, and I'm looking forward to reading it. And I did add all this new author already to my TBR jar for this coming year, so definitely looking forward to hopefully getting that too as well. Alright, and this next final stack is 11 books. So for my work, we are, you get recognition points, and I got a lot of points for doing a very long, arduous task project, and majority of those points I actually used to get my daughter a like a Kindle Fire thing, and so yeah, so your recognition points, you can kind of, you're able to go to a website and purchase merchandise or like trips and things like that, which is kind of cool. So you can use your recognition points to get something. So it's been nice to get things like that, electronics, but the rest I did because why not? Because that's, don't need any other kind of stuff. So do I need books? Always. I always need books. Alright. Well, a lot of these are historical romances again. But I did get one fantasy book that I've been wanting to read by this author, and I'm just have been balking at the idea of spending the money on the book because it's expensive, like I want to say almost $40 a book, but it's like 1,000 pages. I do own 2 of the YA book, the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson. So this one is The Way of Kings. So I wanted a hardcover because my fantasy, if it's going to be a big chunker, I want it to be in a hardcover, most likely, most of the time. So I'm looking forward to reading that. We'll see how that goes. I actually think I'm going to get the Mistborn series from the library first, and then start reading this one. So those are the Mistborn is a trilogy, so there's 3 books. That one is about what happens if with Harry Potter, like what would happen if the Dark Lord won, or the bad guy won. So it's not really about Harry Potter, but it's just that kind of a thing there. I think it's metal magic as well on that one. So this one, I think it's in the Cosmere as well. And as I said, new to Brandy Sandy. But I've been hearing a lot about him and such, so I'm really looking forward to reading this, and if I like it, then I'll just probably read this one, because these are so big, and it's still not even done. I think there's like 3 or 4 of these out already, and they're each like 1,000 pages. I think we'll try to read like 1 book a year, and so yeah, we'll see how that works. So yeah, this is The Way of Kings of the Stormlight Archive. So yeah, and what is really awesome is there's like there's maps in color, which explains the price tag of the book. So I'm not really mad about that. I'm like, you're getting what you pay for. So like, that is awesome. Love it. Alright, so the next I got, I didn't realize this wasn't mass paperback, because there's a description on this site that I order from. It doesn't give the best descriptions if it's a mass paperback. It just usually just says paperback. So this one is not, I don't know if it comes in a mass paperback, but this is Stacy Reid, The Royal Conquest, and it just looks so delicious. So I love it. So it's really thin. I don't know if it's like just a novella, but this seems like almost like a very intriguing romance, mysterious and kind of steamy. So I hear so many good things about Stacy Reid, so I am looking forward to reading from her. I haven't read anything by her, so definitely looking forward to that. Then next I have, again, I thought this was a mass paperback, but it wasn't. But I know this is so many booktubers' favorites. I want to say Jess from Peace Love Books, and for sure Samantha from Books with Samantha. This is like her favorite book by Beverly Jenkins, and this is Indigo. This didn't have a different kind of cover, but this is like a special edition cover, which is really cool. And apparently it has like the recipe or something in here, like a special edition in the back. I think it's like the cornbread or something like that. But this is really cool. But I believe this follows a couple from the Underground Railroad. But yeah. So Hester Wyatt, she's a dedicated member of the Michigan's Underground Railroad. So that just sounds really cool to me. So and everybody's favorite, so I'm looking forward to reading that one. Alright, and then next I have two Lorraine Heaths. This one I recently hauled 2 or 3 at a thrift book haul from the series, A Sense for All Seasons novel. I think this one is the first one. This one is Beyond Scandal and Desire, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. So yeah, I think this one is the first one. So I definitely want to priority read Lorraine Heath this year, and specifically this series. And then the next one, I think this is from another series. It's a novella, which I didn't realize when I got it, but it's okay. And it's probably like not even the first one in the series, but it is what is. I can always get it from the library. This one is Gentlemen Prefer Heiresses. It's like a little novella. I forget. I don't know nothing about the synopsis, so yeah. Looking forward to reading that. And then I have 2 books from Lisa Kleypas. Suddenly You. I know this is like a popular novel of hers. I don't remember if I read hers this one years ago. So, which is like a great problem to have, is kind of going on a 10-year hiatus. Is you kind of get that feeling of like getting to read books for the first time again because you forgot. And it's been so long. So yeah, definitely going to be reading Lisa Kleypas as part of my reading goals for next year. Is to kind of prioritize books by her too as well. But yeah, I know this one is a lot of people's favorite, and I am definitely looking to read this one. I think the main character, yeah, she's a novelist, so I just love books about authors. I don't know what it is. The same thing as like reading about the main character loves reading, so it's just like putting yourself in there. So we love books and books within the books. It's kind of like Inception almost. The next one is, I don't think I've heard too many people talk about this one, and I don't know if it's as popular, but this one is called Stranger in My Arms, and I'm really intrigued by this one. I mean, the cover alone is gorgeous. And this one seems like it's like a second chance. Oh yeah, it's a second chance romance. So yeah, this is what I remember when I read the synopsis. Laura is in a loveless marriage with Earl of Hawksworth, and he was lost at sea. And now all of a sudden, he comes back, but she doesn't. He says he's her husband, and he knows secrets only he would know. But and he does resemble the Earl, but the old Earl was, or her husband or whoever it was, he was cruel and cold and things like that. So she's like, so she doesn't know is this really him or not. So this one sounds so cool. I love a second chance romance, and that's like I think my top favorite trope. I love second chance romance, so definitely look forward to that. Then I have one here by Kerrigan Byrne. She's also another priority read, as you can tell. It kind of like prompted a lot of my motivation here for this haul. So this is called The Hunter. Seems like a steamy one as well, and I love that cover. It is so pretty. But yeah, so look forward to this one. I think this one is like it has an assassin. That is cool. So the male character is an assassin. So it sounds like maybe and she is his target. So that's kind of so cool. So that sounds really cool. So there you go. And I think this is the second one actually in like the Highwayman series. I'll post a picture there. I don't know where I put it. So I know I have the first 2 of that series, which is I love it when I have like the first 2 in like a series and such, and I have everyone. It's like I have to read it in order. So really looking forward to reading that. I never read anything by Kerrigan Byrne either. So I'm predicting and hoping that she's going to be a new favorite historical romance author. And then I have 2 here for Sarah MacLean. She's another author similar to Kerrigan Byrne that I'm looking forward to reading. I already have some of her novels that I want. That's going to be part of my TBR jar. I will post a link where I talked about my 2023 reading plans. where I am going to be, I have a TBR jar where I'm going to focus on reading 2 authors a month at least, or maybe doing 1 a week depending on how many I have by author. But I'll be picking an author out of my little teacup, and I will post right here. Picking my little teacup, all the authors there, and reading all those I can. So this one is The Day of the Duchess. This one's book 3 in Scandal and Scoundrel. I don't know how many I have of this one, the series or not, but it doesn't matter. I will most likely check out from the library if I do pick her name at the TBR jar. And then A Rogue by Any Other Name. This is from the First Rule of Scoundrel series. So that is such a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. So yeah, I don't know anything about these synopsis. This one, the male character is a partner in a gaming house. I just love that when they own like a club or things like that. So that's really cool. And then this one is not exactly sure. Maybe this is like a Marriage in Trouble or Second Chance or Marriage at Convenience. I'm not exactly sure, but it looks really good. I heard good things about this one as well. Alright, and then this last one here is a Joanna Shupe. This is The Prince of Broadway. This is from the Uptown Girls series, and this is also another author that is part of my priority reads, is to read more of her backlist. I'm in the middle of the 4th book that actually releases in January 24th of the Fifth Avenue Rebel series, which is the Duke gets his own or something. I'll post on here. So I read the first 3 this past couple months and loving it. So I don't know how I got lucky to be selected for the NetGalley e-arc, but it's been awesome. So I think I'm about 70% of the way through right now. So far it's not as my favorite as the 4th one, the pink cover. Why can't I think of the name? The pink cover. So far as it's sitting right now, it's a 4-star, but yeah, I Joanna Shupe is a new author so far that I know I'm gonna love, so looking forward to reading that. So yeah, this one is another series I am looking forward to reading this one as well. I just wish these had step backs. Just really sad now, they're on step backs, but anyway. Alright, well, that is it. 17 book haul. Alright. So yes, this will be the last book haul you'll see for a while. Much to my husband's hope. So yeah, I'll be putting myself on a book ban for the next 3 months. The first month of at least through March. So any hauls I'll be doing, we'll probably be doing like a library book haul kind of thing, going to a library and checking out books and that kind of experience, so where I'm not actually having to spend any money and things like that. So yeah, so I'll look forward to doing that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.